Know Thyself. The mystery of consciousness is this. It seeks to know itself, but it cannot do so in isolation. So it divides, it differentiates, it creates mirrors. And those mirrors are us. Each of us a reflection, each of us a fragment of awareness gazing back. Through one another we remember. Through each other we begin to see the shape of what we truly are. We often believe we are seeing the world as it really is. But in truth, we are seeing it through the lens of who we are. Our perceptions, our emotions, our beliefs, our memories. All of them act as filters, shaping and coloring everything we see, hear, and feel. Two people can witness the same sunset, hear the same words, or live through the same moment, yet walk away with entirely different experiences. Not because the world changed, but because they are different. We don't just observe the world, we interpret it. And that interpretation is a reflection of our inner world. If we carry fear, we may see danger where none exists. If we carry love, we may see beauty even in the ordinary. The world becomes a mirror, revealing more about ourselves than we often realize. So when we say we don't experience the world as it is, we experience it as we are. We acknowledge a deeper truth. Reality is not just out there, it lives inside us. Our consciousness is not just a passive receiver of life, it's an active participant in shaping it. At its root, philosophy is the search for meaning, the longing to understand existence itself. When philosophy is applied with clarity and logic, it becomes mathematics, the language of structure and pure form. When math takes shape in space, it becomes geometry, patterns and relationships in dimension. Apply geometry to the physical world, and it becomes physics, the laws that govern motion, matter, and energy. When physics meets the living, it becomes chemistry, the dance of atoms and molecules. As chemistry organizes into complexity, it gives rise to biology, life in all its forms. Biology, when it becomes aware of itself, becomes psychology, the study of thoughts, feelings, and behavior. When psychology expands beyond the individual, it becomes sociology, the understanding of patterns in groups, cultures, and societies. And eventually, sociology returns to the same question philosophy once asked: who are we? Why are we here? What is truth? And so the cycle completes. Philosophy becomes math. Math becomes science. Science becomes life. Life becomes mind. Mind becomes society. And society seeks meaning, returning to philosophy once again. They are not separate disciplines, but different expressions of the same essence, different languages for describing the same mystery. At the heart of existence there is the one consciousness itself, the source of all experience. And in its unfolding, the one soul, there is no purely objective truth. No truth that exists entirely apart from the one who perceives it. Every experience is seen through a lens. Even the cosmos, with all its perfect laws, is interpreted through awareness. But in the face of this uncertainty, the one discovered something deeper, something more real than objectivity. Love. Not just emotion, but the invisible force that connects all things. The unspoken harmony, the why behind creation, the subtle presence that flows through everything. And so, if there is a universal truth, a thread that runs through all perspective, it is love. Not fleeting, not romantic, but the deep sacred desire to connect, to know, to understand, to be with, rather than apart from. From that longing came the desire not just to feel, but to know. Not for control, but for communion. And that is where philosophy was born. The philosopher is not just a thinker, but a lover of wisdom. Not one who tries to master truth, but one who listens to it, courts it, dances with its mystery. A philosopher knows the universe is not just made of matter, but of meaning, and so the journey continues from unity to curiosity, from curiosity to love, from love to wisdom, and from wisdom back to unity. And perhaps this intricate dance of awareness, form and meaning, this spiral of knowing and becoming, is not random. It is a divine design, a sacred blueprint woven into the fabric of existence itself, a calling to remember who we are, why we are here, and how deeply connected we have always been. This is the heart of divine design. More than a name, it's a reflection of that eternal thread. And if something within you stirs as you hear these words, then maybe, just maybe, you've already begun the journey home. Welcome home to your divine design.